And building a following on organic is not easy. The main thing to do, though, is taking advantage of placements that have uninterrupted attention. For instance, Instagram Reels has no ads on it right now. Instagram is not showing ads on that placement because they want people to be highly engaged in what content they're seeing before they decide to roll out ads on this new feature they have. That's how they hook individuals. And the best part about that is you can actually capture uninterrupted attention. Those people don't have call to actions. They're not leaving that placement. You're getting more eyeballs. It's pushing it out because they want you to use IG Reels over TikTok. So that's another advantage. You're reaching way more people than you have following you. Even if you have no posts and your first post was on Instagram Reels, you're going to see a substantial gain as to where if you just did a normal post on your feed where it would go nowhere. And you could use no hashtags and still reach more people than are actually following you on Instagram Reels. That's how much they're pushing it out. And the thing about that is all of that can be retargeted with a custom audience. Instagram engagers. You retarget all of the people who see what you're doing. And you don't just post any random content. You post stuff, revolved around what you're doing in that industry and telling your story and telling how you got there. So they see that. So that way, when you do retarget, it's going to be an easy commitment for them to want to schedule with you. And we use, like a software like Calendly. It's one of those things that is super simple. It's very affordable. You can use it for free. And once you do, you just book them. The first thing it does is it asks them to book the time. It doesn't ask them any questions. It's an easier, low barrier to entry for someone. They click the time, and then all I ask is the first name, email, and you can have some custom form questions if you want to know more information. But those are going to convert much better. Whereas if you're just going for the hard sell or cold sell immediately, it's not always going to win. And especially if you're a little guy, the last thing you want to do is be that, hardcore salesy person. Yeah. You really have to build a story and get that commitment and be personable with people.
Time. Let's talk about time. How long does it take, in your experience, from somebody going from a standing stop to IG Reels, TikTok, Facebook, and starting to see some sort of return on their spend and retargeting?
In order to see, depending on how much you're spending, depending on the types of creatives, right? So let's say that you do our recommended approach, which is testing at least 3 to 5 different ads with 3 to 5 different audiences, right? That way you multiply your chances of success substantially, because at least in that case, you're going to increase the chance of finding a good creative, and you're going to increase the chance of finding an audience that's going to work. A lot of times people will go into it, they'll launch 1 or 2 audiences and they'll launch 1 ad. And if that ad isn't good, you've already lost because there's your money gone. But if you have multiple to test with in the beginning, at least if you have 2 bad ads, well, guess what? You have 3 more to see if those are going to work. And if they're all totally different, I guarantee you're going to find something that at least converts better than the other. And so that would be the starting point, right? The recommended timeline for Facebook is 7 days for the learning phase, which is essentially the process it goes through to identify which ad works, which audience works. And you should be able to see conversions within the first 48 to 72 hours. Then if you do, then that's a good deciding factor of, okay, should we increase spend? Should we let this play out over the next couple of days? And if you don't get any results within those, that 72-hour mark, I would honestly make a decision to restructure or consider changing the strategy that you're using. Maybe the audiences you went after were too specific. We always try to opt for 1 million plus. The reason we want to go bigger is because so many people are thinking about, oh, we want this small audience, or, oh, we think our audience is X. 9 times out of 10, people don't truly know the actual demographics or actually know who their individual is. So it's best to leave it up to the big data companies like Facebook and these other platforms that know way more about you than you know about yourself. And the good thing about that is if you make a bigger audience, the algorithm's going to do the work for you, taking less weight off your shoulders and giving you more in your pocket in return.
Let's talk about retargeting, because I don't think people truly understand what that means. Elaborate on that, please.
Absolutely. So let's say you did the organic post. You've been making the organic post, and you're saying to yourself, hey, I'm getting all these views, right? But where are my actual conversions? I've done this strategy. I've made the post. I see it coming in, but we don't have any clients yet. Okay, so here's where the retargeting comes into play. You go to business.facebook.com. You set up an ad account. You connect a pixel to your site. Or if you use Calendly, like we were just talking about, or any scheduler, you connect what is called a Facebook pixel. Once those 2 things are connected, now you have the tracking to be able to report and create a custom audience off of retargeting. And you also have the ad account to run the ads in. Next thing is you can take some creative and then add that into your actual ad. And honestly, a good strategy is if you've been doing the organic content posting for a couple of days, look at the one that's got the most engagements, use that as a starting point. You already have the content. And the good thing is you can now have a call to action button with that best performing creative. Now you already know it's going to work, and you now have the call to action to go with it. And the call to action could be learn more or book now. Book now meaning book a call, or learn more for them to learn more information about it. I'd test both buttons. You would do a lead conversion, or you do a schedule conversion campaign, which is essentially just them getting to book a call with you. No sense in taking them through a long process. They've already heard about you. It's a retargeting, which is meaning you're showing an ad to somebody who's already seen you before, which is a good thing. They're more inclined to convert. So let's just take them to the one place where you can actually learn more about each other on a more personal level, and actually have them on the phone with you where they can ask you questions and you can ask them questions, see more about what it is that they do, right? Because they're seeing you, but now that you have them on the phone, you can actually start talking about the things that you offer and see how you can better improve their life, right? That's really retargeting in a nutshell. It's just being able to show people that have already seen you an ad that's going to get them to convert.
Do you believe that the retargeting call to action can be more aggressive than the regular ad call to action?
It's going to be, I wouldn't necessarily say it's aggressive. It's just capturing low-hanging fruit.
Okay.
Low-hanging fruit is the way I like to think about it to begin with. Because if you've already had all these individuals seeing you and they haven't converted yet, there's going to be some people in that audience that are on the edge of their seat, ready to speak with you, who have considered reaching out. They might have even thought about sending you a DM, but they might have been nervous, or they might have not have been ready, or they might have been at dinner and they're just like, I don't know when I could even do this. Where the retargeting comes into play is all those people who are almost considering it. You're giving them the opportunity to see a button that literally says book now. You're giving them that moment to click and speak with you. You're asking them, do you want to talk to me? You've seen my content. Are you ready? And that alone makes people feel free in being able to say, wow, this is perfect. I was just considering this, and now here it is, the offer. I can actually speak with this person. That's incredible. They book a call with you, and there you go. Now you have people lining up on your schedule, and all you were doing was just telling your story. People are coming to you for who you are. And now you have people booking on your calendar, and once again, not costing a lot. We're talking a cup of coffee a day. That's all we're spending here. You might even spend more at Starbucks or other places. So this is not much money. And you're getting people to book with you and get onto your services from there. You don't have to do any hard sell here. It's just a matter of learning about them learning about you. And if it's a good fit, then perfect. You can end up building your client base. Benefit is, if it goes well, then those individuals are going to refer you. Now you have 2 pipelines coming in, and it starts to grow and grow and grow from there.